Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Secondary Heroes podcast. It's time for Secondary Shorts, our weekly check in what we're watching and what's trending in pop culture. It's October 30th, 2020. This is your host, Trevor, and joining me as usual is...
Hey guys, it's Prague.
And getting ready to get dressed up for the spooky Halloween season, it's DeLorean Wolfgang.
Nice.
I don't have a costume this year.
How do you not have a costume? Come on, man. You're kind of growing it on the back of your head.
Nice.
Yeah.
You could go as Joe Dirt with that mullet you got growing.
Dirt. It's not really a mullet because I have too much hair in the front. I need to
That's why Mom and Dad call you Joe Dirt, not Nuttamaker. Sorry. I'm a Joe Dirt fan.
I like Joe Dirt. That's some fun stuff there.
There you go. God, seriously, doesn't he look like he should be on his own? Like, he should wear a beret and he should be painting something. This and all
those
of this,
not watching on YouTube, you are
seriously,
missing out.
You got to be watching on YouTube to see this.
The energy, man. I can't.
It is god awful.
He's
got it up in a ponytail too.
Oh, look at that bird. I'm gonna paint that bird right there.
Ew. Oh, God.
But you don't like that?
All right, boys. What have we been watching this week?
Woo, I've been going a little crazy, let me tell you.
I do want to begin with a shout out to the 2020 World Series champion Los Angeles Dodgers.
Nope, I'm done with this episode.
Shout out to the city of Los Angeles, Titletown, USA. Lakers and Dodgers won 16 days apart. Gotta love to see it, man. First time since 1988, the year I was born. 32 years later, they do it again. And everything else is going wrong, but sports are going good.
The Dodgers finally win it the year it doesn't matter. I like it. It's like
where the points don't count, and the show's made up, and the points don't count.
What a season. For real.
My Tampa Bay Rays lost to your Dodgers. But you know what? Here's the thing. So I got hockey, and I'm about to get football. So you got basketball, and you got baseball. So there we go. We could both be title towns.
Let's not count football after like 6 games.
We're 5-2.
Yeah,
bro. We're going to the Super Bowl.
How about you worry about the division?
Who do we have to worry about? Panthers are losing to Atlanta right now.
Beat the Bucks. The Saints have like 3 losses instead of 2. Oh my God! I wonder if they'll be able to overcome that.
Okay, we're not a sports podcast, but that's just about
because
all
if
I've
we
been
were,
watching.
we would talk about Dodgers for like a half hour.
Oh God, no!
Just to think of the narrative of being cheated in 2017 and 2018, and to come all the way back in a stretch for a pandemic-shortened season.
I love that you call it cheating or cheated. They got cheated, but the rest of the world says that they choked. So
no,
I'm going on the choked.
The commissioner of baseball plus the entire Major League Baseball organization literally said the Astros cheated and the Red Sox cheated.
That's true.
They literally said that.
They did.
This isn't some like man-made up thing where, oh, dude, they got totally ripped off and jobbed. That's not what this is.
Let's move on. What have you guys been watching besides sports?
Baseball.
Not sports, thankfully.
Football.
Oh, God.
Seriously, like that's all I had been watching too. Anyways.
Yeah, not much because I didn't have power for 3 days. So I just read books.
Is that why our Mandalorian episode was just now?
Yes.
Yeah, probably. That might be part of the reason. I did a lot of organizing and cleaning and reading. What did I actually watch anything new is a good question.
Did you watch any of the news about PG&E or fire or winds or anything like that? Because that's something you could have watched.
No, I couldn't watch. I can literally watch it outside my window, I guess.
Your phone works.
I guess, yeah, that's true.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I did see the news.
Speaking of fires, our friend Mountain Meg, I know that the fires were getting close to you in Colorado, so I hope everything is safe and sound out there. But yeah, giving a little shout out to Mountain Meg.
Yeah. And there's fires in Santa Ana right now too. Orange County's on fire.
I was actually going to ask you about that. How is that going?
I'm pretty far from Orange County.
Perfect. There you go.
The fire by me is officially contained. It took 2 months, but they contained it. So shout out to that, and shout out to Fires, but also so Prague had a power
And
outage.
shout out to Fires.
And then Josh injured his ankle, and then my car got totaled. So it's been a good week for the secondary heroes. Shout out to that. So the one
Banner
redeeming
week.
quality is that my car got totaled on the day the Dodgers won. So it's a balancing of luck thing. Honestly, I would have much preferred the Dodgers lose and my car not be totaled, but it happens.
Does happen. Yeah. I've had 2 cars totaled before. It's not a fun experience.
It's
that's for
cool when
sure.
it's just parked and you're not in it. You're just across the street, and that's much better.
You can walk out like, what the heck?
There's like police and fire trucks. It's like,
Wow, this is a great scene. What's happening? I gotta check this out.
and you see your car, and it's like, oh,
No.
cool. So the car in front of me, the mirror gets taken off. The next 2 cars, they get sideswiped. But my car, the entire back wheel is completely broken off the axle.
Nice.
Luck.
Yeah.
I bought a lottery ticket because I was hoping my luck balanced out. Drawings on Saturday.
See?
So if he doesn't come back, we all know why.
Exactly. Living in Jamaica now.
Well, I really don't want to speak on all of that because that just means I'm kind of next. So
It's like
I
Final
said you
Destination.
were. That's what I said, yes.
I'm like, screw you guys. I'm knocking on wood, dude.
All the wood. Max
You know what?
Wood.
My team lost
Max
the World
Wood.
Series, so how about that? Man.
Anyway,
Yeah, I can agree with you guys.
speaking of Max Wood, I did get back into Fortnite this week because I found out.
Max Wood. That's the transition.
That's a callback to
It's a great transition. Anytime I can talk about wood.
That's a callback to some of our very first episodes right there.
Right.
Sorry, go
We
ahead.
used to play Fortnite on the regular. Well, I had turned off Fortnite for like a month or so because I was tired of multiplayer games and I was getting angry. But they're doing their Halloween stuff again, which is my favorite part of Fortnite. So
The zombies.
I've been playing
and
that.
stuff.
No, it's different this year. This year's amazing. So this time
It's
you
ghouls.
will play, and if you die, you can come back as a ghost and kill people as a ghost. It's
Ooh.
fantastic.
Oh, that's
You
pretty
can fly
cool.
around the map and stuff, and like turn invisible and claw at people. So instead of going back to the lobby, if I die, because I die a lot, I can just haunt the map as a ghost. It's fun.
Maybe if you
So-
didn't leave your team members all the time, maybe you wouldn't
You
die.
know, I'm a loner, Dottie, a rebel. Okay.
Herman, paging Mr. Herman.
Mr. Herman.
Oh, good
Paging.
stuff. Well, other than all the baseball that I've been watching, I actually finally finished Schitt's Creek tonight.
Nice. Good
Before the
job.
show. I watched the finale, and then right after, we watched the documentary about Schitt's Creek, which was all about like the very final season, and just kind of like the ups and downs that they all go through or that they went through, and just how they got hired for the job. It was pretty interesting. It's called Schitt's Creek, Best Wishes, Warmest Regards. It's actually quite sweet. Like they go through a lot of the biggest moments, and you see like the people backstage kind of crying and stuff, while not backstage but behind the camera crying during certain sweet moments, which I didn't see when I first started the show. I didn't see this show turning into such a sweet, heartwarming show. Like you really feel
You don't
for the
expect it, right.
characters. You don't expect it because when you first start the first time I started the show a long time ago, I thought this isn't for me. These people are over the top. It's not quite what I thought I was gonna get because everybody talked about it.
Right.
And then whenever I watched it again, I gave it a real true try, and you really fall in love with every character. And honestly, I know that everybody's heard this type of stuff 1,000 times about Schitt's Creek. You gotta watch Schitt's Creek. But if there is just one person out there listening to us that hasn't watched it, it really is one of those heartwarming shows that just it gets to you.
But it's a slow burn. You gotta know that it's a bit of a slow burn.
It took me maybe like 3 or 4 episodes to finally go, okay, I get it now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also, I think it really, I say this a lot, but I think the show really comes into its own by like season 4. Like something happens and it really just becomes like its own unique thing. And I think a lot of it is just,
Right.
this is Dan's first time running a TV show. So he was just trying to get his feet wet in the comedy world. And then he found his voice. He's like, oh, here it is. And like, then you just get this amazing, ending to the season. And it's just
Right.
like,
Well,
it's
and it started off as being just a straight, like, we're just going to be comedy, funny, ha. And then all of a sudden, like you said, I think around season 4, something switched where it's like, oh no, we're actual people. We're actual people living these lives. And and honestly, you can relate to the people. That's something that I like about it, is you find a way to relate to some of these characters. And
I relate really to Roland a lot, actually.
Oh, dude. The fact that they named the guy Roland Shit.
It's great.
He's the mayor of Schitt's Creek, and his name is Roland Shit. It's so ridiculous.
That's great. It is good. I'll be finishing that up, I think, probably this weekend, because I only have like a few more episodes left, so I'm excited.
Yeah. Well, I don't know how much you cry in shows or anything, but from what I heard, there's been a lot of people that actually cried in the season finale. I personally didn't. It was a very sweet season finale, but I don't know.
It's fair warning.
Fair warning. Season 6.
What about you, Trevor? Anything else you watched, or is it really just baseball?
I mean, baseball took a majority, but I did actually watch Hocus Pocus for the first time because everyone's like, "I love Hocus Pocus, the Sanderson sisters. Oh my God, Bette Midler and
it's a nostalgia thing, dude. Total nostalgia thing."
And so I watched it, and I'm like, I don't get it. I don't understand the appeal in any fashion of the word. I fell asleep the first time in the first 20 minutes. Like, usually I don't fall asleep. Maybe it was the day, but I totally fell asleep and zoned out. So then I was like, okay, I'll give it a second try. And like, it's purposely trying to be bad, and it's still even worse than it's purposely trying to do. Like, it doesn't take itself seriously, and somehow it misses that bar on the low end. I don't understand the appeal. Like, I get nostalgia, and I watched this when I was growing up, but to have this fervent, I watch it every single Halloween, and then when Bette Midler says this week that they're going to make a Hocus Pocus 2, and people absolutely lose their mind, I just don't get it. Like, oh, it has all these elements of Halloween. There's witches and stews and brews and cats and zombies. It's all this Halloween-y stuff, and I'm like,
I will say, I think it's a fairly new phenomenon for people to become obsessed with this within the last.
Well, it's people like my age that grew up with it, and it's people my age who grew up with it, and it's just one of those things that just, I don't know, it's stuck. And I'm with those people. I watch it every Halloween. I love it. I think it's fun. There's a lot of funny yeah, I know. I saw that too. But there's a lot of funny little things that you don't catch as a kid, and as an adult, you're sitting there going, "Oh wow, that totally went over my head as a kid."
I don't know. I've had no desire to rewatch that movie since I was a kid. Like, it didn't.
I didn't find it to be fun or funny. They're trying too hard with their jokes, and then
that's what I remember about it.
Is where they stumble and trip over stuff, and it's hilarious because they're trying to be funny, and those ones are actually funny when they're trying so hard to be funny, because they're just satires of a satire. They're like 3 layers removed of being satires of witches.
Well, keep in mind, this is a movie made for children.
Well, keep in mind it also came out in July.
That's true. It wasn't adult. I think when that movie came out.
It came out in like 93.
But still, I'm talking about the month. Why didn't it come out in October?
Wait, did it come out in July?
There's so many weird edits in the whole movie. Like, they have all these edits where they show.
Wasn't it like a made-for-TV movie anyways?
It seems like a made-for-TV movie, but I
thought it was a made-for-TV.
I think it might have been. I don't remember seeing it in theaters. I know that.
I don't remember it in theaters either, but that's why
I don't remember it being a big deal when I was little. I'm not that much younger.
It wasn't ever a big deal until now. I'm saying it just became a thing, so I don't know why. Like, out of left field, one day. I mean, it happened
every year. I mean, at least for the last 10 years, I watched Hocus Pocus every Halloween.
It might have been a Disney Channel original, which makes
sense. Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, it has that feel.
It's by The guy who did the High School Musical series. I know
that
that.
checks out. Okay.
Well,
So there you go.
I'm sorry that you felt that way. And
No, I didn't think it was. The thing is, I just don't get it. I watched the whole movie. It was perfectly fine. I wasn't like, oh God, this is the worst thing I've ever seen. I don't get the appeal. It wasn't particularly bad or good. It was just like, it wasn't particularly memorable at all. That's why I fell asleep. I just was bored.
Interesting. Well, I don't know what else to say to that.
The transition is that Hocus Pocus 2 is coming. Like, literally, it's official. Like, Midler's kind of teased it for like 5 years in a row, but now it actually is officially happening. So that's the news that happened this week.
Well,
there it is.
To go back to the first movie, I watched it with my niece and nephew, who my niece and nephew is 6 and 4, and I watched it with them last weekend, and that was the first time they had ever seen it. And the way they were watching it was they were actually scared. Like, they thought that it was kind of a horror movie, because if you look at it through the eyes of a 6-year-old or a 4-year-old, it's actually quite scary when you see Bette Midler with her giant robe constantly being blown in the wind, and she's
maybe not the same way I'm thinking, but yeah.
And then you've got, a zombie that looks, I mean, it's pretty good makeup for a zombie. It's
the fish out of water trope has been so many times. It probably works better in 93. That was my takeaway. Because, they go 300 years, they've been gone, and then they come back and they make these jokes. But then there's one in particular where she's coming like a cop, and she's like, you have to pull over, and she would have no idea
give me
to
your
make that
learner's
reference.
permit.
Yeah.
Like, how would she know that, right? Yeah.
But also the kids are super annoying. The Max kid and his little sister. Oh my God.
I don't know.
Please, witches, just eat them both. Come on.
I liked them. I don't know.
If the witches would have killed one of the kids, I would have enjoyed the movie a lot better. And also, I don't know how they're going to make a sequel, because literally the witches die at the end. Spoiler alert. There's no way to come back. Like, the book still exists, but those witches are totally gone.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Well,
no, and I totally agree with you. There is no reason to bring them back. There is no reason to bring a sequel. The original is fine enough. It's fun for one time a year.
Yeah, I agree.
And it's during Halloween. I wouldn't watch it any other time than that. And yeah, I mean, I'm
glad
really
I
surprised.
Watched it, so I don't have to watch it again.
I'm glad, because it turned into a fun hot take. Good.
Anything else you got going on, Prague?
I don't think I've watched much else this week. No.
Well, you were reading something. What were you reading?
Yeah, what were you reading?
I went back since it was a power outage. I reread Full Dark No Stars, which is his collection of novellas. It's pretty much like the darkest stuff he's ever written. So it's people like murdering people. So it gets inside the heads of murderers and why they kill. It's a lot of fun. It's uplifting reading. Let's put it that way. But I enjoyed it. It was a good reread. Cool. And then I started this other one, The Institute, as well, which is a little bit like, kind of like Stranger Things. It's like his take on Stranger Things, I guess. I don't know. We'll see how that goes. That's it.
Excellent.
Book talk is fun. Let's save book talk for not the podcast.
Let me tell you, man, those 3 days without power were tough.
Have you thought about going outside?
Well, I went outside to read the books. That's nice. Here, I'll read. That was it. They closed the park. You couldn't go hiking in the park because of the red flag warning. So all the hiking trails and camping sites were all closed down. So I couldn't do any of that either. It's like, all right, just gonna sit here and read 3 days.
Awful.
Yeah.
So luckily, again, there's some news stories. The one is that Oscar Isaac is probably going to be Moon Knight. It's not 100% confirmed, but once they like to have Hollywood Reporter and Deadline say they're in talks, it's pretty much going to happen. And honestly, Oscar Isaac, he's barely in Spider-Verse, but he's Spider-Man 2099. And I feel like he can pull off Moon Knight really well.
Oh, yeah, he's going to be great. I can't wait.
Yeah.
It's exciting.
Disney Plus, dude. The Marvel shows on Disney Plus are exciting.
Let's see how they hold up, but I'm excited for them, actually.
I'm excited by the concepts.
Yeah, they're good concepts, but what's the execution like? We shall see. Hopefully they're better than the Apple Plus shows.
Man, there's not one Marvel show that sounds interesting to me.
You're not interested in Moon Knight? Or She-Hulk? Or WandaVision?
WandaVision probably is lowest on my radar right now.
Why? It's peculiar and different and time-based.
I have no idea why. There's something about it that just doesn't, like, I don't care for either character, and I just don't
argue with that.
Like, I don't care to watch more of those characters. I just don't care.
Okay.
And that's the same thing with, is there a Black Widow show or a Black Widow movie? I don't know.
I'm definitely not excited for that. No, I'm not excited of any of the movies in the pipeline, but I am excited for the TV shows.
Well,
yeah, so we'll see how they are. See how well they do.
And then Tiny Toons is coming back. It's going to come to HBO Max through Cartoon Network, and I love the original Tiny Toons. I don't want them to touch Tiny Toons, and I know the remake's going to be terrible, but it's existing.
It is existing. We'll see. We'll see if it goes up or if it goes down the hole.
Elevator go up. Well, and at the same time, Animaniacs is coming back. Steven Spielberg production.
Yeah.
I wonder if they're going to try and
Spielberg do this. Needs some money because he's like cashing in on old ideas and he doesn't really want to put work in, but he wants some money. It's really interesting.
Dude, yeah. Come on, if you're Steven Spielberg and you don't have to do much to make money, I'm all in.
Even God rested on the seventh day. Maybe this is his seventh day and he's just resting.
How much money does he have to rely
Steven
on?
Spielberg to God.
Jeff Bezos? I mean, come on, dude. Just go take some time and just relax.
Well, there is one last thing. There is this documentary that is coming out since we are talking about animation. There's a documentary that's coming out. I believe it's already out on iTunes right now, which I think I'm going to purchase it because I really want to see it. It's called The Orange Years, and it's a documentary about Nickelodeon and like the shows from the 90s that we all grew up with, from Hey Dude to Salute Your Shorts to Doug to, Double Dare. It talks about Nickelodeon, the studio in Orlando that you could actually do tours of. I actually listened to an interview with the director today from our friends over at YHS. They had him on and they were discussing pretty much what the whole documentary is about, and it got me so jazzed about it. So hopefully this documentary gets I think they raised the money to get the documentary from an Indiegogo campaign. And then they made the money and they were like, oh no, now we've got to figure out how to do these interviews. But they ended up getting some huge names like Kenan Thompson from SNL, who was also on all that. They get a lot of pretty big names from the 90s.
Like Amanda Bynes?
So they go over Amanda Bynes, but the cool thing that the guy said is that they didn't want to exploit like some of the darker sides of that stuff. They wanted to kind of celebrate the 90s and how we all kind of look at it.
But not the exploiting. I think it's more of the realization that since they exist, it creates a whole market, an additional area to take advantage of kids, and that drives them to the insanity when they have fame early. Because if you just focus on movies, there's only select chances. Once you introduce Nickelodeon, it introduces more avenues to take advantage of kids. That's what my documentary would be about.
Wow.
I like it.
Hold on.
I would watch that.
How about, dude, why don't you start an Indiegogo campaign?
I think you should. That'd be fantastic.
And exploit these children.
Like whatever happened to the kids who were on Guts or Legend of the Hidden Temple and stuff, and they won like their stupid stuff, or the kids who win that run through Toys R Us and you have a cart and you have 2 minutes to fill it up.
Oh my God.
I want to know those
you
kids.
Still had those toys? Or were they garbage like you thought?
I would actually, I believe,
I'm intrigued.
I believe they actually discuss a little bit of that, of like kids who were on some of those shows and just kind of, if it changed their life at all or anything like that. I know that in the interview, they discussed a little bit of that. So I wonder how much they're going to put that into the show. So it's funny that you bring up like the contestants on Guts, because I think they actually go over a little bit of that. So yeah,
So what's
I'm
it called?
actually it's called The Orange Years. I'm actually probably going to download it this weekend and try and watch it, because I don't know, it just seems super interesting to me, because that was my childhood. Nickelodeon was my childhood.
Me too. I'm excited. I've never heard of this, and I'm interested.
Yeah, but yeah, give that a check out. And I'm gonna use that as my podcast of the week. If you look up YHS and check out the interview that they did with the director of the Orange Years, because it's actually a really good interview. I enjoyed it.
Nice.
Awesome. So I think that's everything for Secondary Shorts for October 30th. Everyone, be sure to have an enjoyable Halloween in any capacity that you can while being as safe as possible. And to everyone listening, we hope you enjoyed, and we'll talk to you next time.
Prog out.
Bye.